Hello everybody, I am Lucent, and over the last couple of days we have received a variety of exciting Hytale news. This news includes Q&As, lore, and upcoming combat information. Let's dive into it. On Wednesday, the Hytale Twitter account posted, Patrick Lyle Durbix, the executive director of Hytale, is here today to answer some of the most common questions we've seen online. This post then shares a link to a new Hytale blog post with Patrick. In this blog post, common questions like, will Hytale be on Steam? What is in each game edition? Will Hytale support regional pricing? And various other questions that the community has asked are answered. This post shares a lot of great information, and I recommend to go through and read any of the answers to questions that you have curiosities about. In a recent text-based Q&A with Simon and a variety YouTuber Prowl asks a couple of questions that we will now go over. The first question begins with, we're still a ways away from automation in Hytale, but what style of system do you envision? NPC, machine, logic? Simon responds with, long term, I'd like NPC and machine-based automation. A mix of Palworld style NPC tasks and create style machines would be fun. There's a lot to design, so we're focusing on the core game first. Schedule 1 NPC tasks are interesting too. None of this exists yet, but technically it should be achievable. The second question starts with, on a scale of 1 full RPG to 100 full sandbox, where do you see vanilla Hytale sitting on that scale when full release happens years from now? Simon responds with, it depends on how you interact with Hytale, but I'd say 65. The core game leans a bit RPG, but is still an open world sandbox with light lore and a living world. When you include minigames, modding, and social features, it moves away from pure RPG, so 65 feels right. The final question we will be reviewing begins, for building and placing blocks, is it going to be simplistic, or will there be more sophisticated methods? Simon responds, block placement is being improved to feel natural while giving you more control. You can rotate and preview blocks with R. At the same time, we want the default placement rules to feel predictable so you don't need R once you learn how block placement behaves. Next, to all our lore enthusiasts, in a reply from Simon, he states, FYI, to set expectations, all lore is reset and/or on hold for review. All concept art is outdated as well, like the whole Farron/Skerek lore mentioned in videos is under review. Everything was just concepts, lots of documentation, none of it in-game, so please don't read too much into hints. You will be disappointed. The whole Cursebreaker arc allows us to reset and have a starting point. This sparked a lot of feedback from the community, and the user Ridge posts, we liked literally all of it, please don't change too much. Simon then replies, the general lore will stay relatively the same, however, some more specific things will undergo review, especially the non-public ones. Another user wrote, the Hytale lore is what drove the community into the game. Concept arts had us theorizing a lot in Discord and Twitter for 7 years. We consider the concept art as facts and a thing in the game. Personally, the concept art lore is what made me feel excited about this game. Simon responds with, the lore you theorized for years is different from the lore I have seen. This is why we need a pause and see what's going on. We'll figure out post-launch. From these posts, many in the community are worried on what will stay or be scrapped for the lore. Simon goes on further explaining that there's a lot of lore that they want to keep, especially all the general lore. The main things that Simon wants is to work on the game first, then flush out the lore at a later date. The lore that Simon wants to review and change is mainly the non-public lore that has been worked on behind the scenes for many years, which has multiple inconsistencies. Altogether, Simon and the Hytale team knows the community's passion for the lore, and will do their best post-launch to make it the best that it can be. Now the last news for this video. Back over to the Hytale Twitter account, it reads, lots of variety in weapons and playstyles. We are excited to show you more about Hytale's combat very soon. In the image provided, we see a player and a skeleton in Zone 4. The player appears to have a battle axe and the skeleton having a twin glaive. This image has some exciting possible implications for the variety of weapons that we could eventually see, and from the post, potentially be seeing this variety in the upcoming days. I personally look forward to these reveals as combat and exploration tied together create some of my most favorite gameplay loops. And there we have it. This is the conclusion to our Hytale news from the past couple of days. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and farewell.